best interest when you're unwrapping the unit circle to have the unit circle in front of you, whether you're just developing it or if you already have a copy of it done. You can find them online, all kinds of places. I'm going to develop my unit circle here. I guess what I mean by develop is I'm going to draw it out. So here's my circle. Radius is 1. I'm going to start listing the coordinates. I'm going to start doing it in a fashion, since we're going to be using an angle measure in radians, or initially if you're doing it in wraps, right? A wrap is going to be equivalent to a radian in the unit circle and only in the unit circle. And that's kind of why we only do wraps of unit circles. At any rate, you can compare radians versus degrees in one of the previous videos I have up here. So we're going to do an theta, or wrap number, in this case. They are not interchangeable, but in this case they are. Versus, let's do the x coordinate here. All right, so we all know that the unit circle starts at the coordinate 1, 0. Now a wrap of, let's go up here and do pi over 3. We've derived, gives us the coordinates root 3 over 2, 1/2. And again, I'm only concerned with the x coordinate here. So that's a wrap of pi over 3. Okay, 2 pi over 3. I'm sorry, pi over 6. Pi over 6. 2 pi over 6 is right here. Right? I'm trying to make equal sections here as I go through. And that's 1/2 root 3 over 2. So that was pi over 6. We'll write that over here. Pi over 6 was our wrap. And this one was a wrap of 2 pi over 6, which we all know reduces to pi over 3. 3 pi over 6 is right here. And that reduces to pi over 2. That gives us a coordinate of 0, 1. 4 pi over 6 reduces to 2 pi over 3. 5 pi over 6 does not reduce. So 5 pi over 6 is over here. Now I'm not writing the coordinates over here for a reason, because they're the exact same coordinates as these guys, with the exception that our x values are now negative. So this would be, if I go to the same location over here, negative root 3 over 2, 1/2, and negative 1/2, root 3 over 2. Alright, so I did 1 pi over 6, 2 pi over 6, 3 pi over 6, 4 pi over 6, 5 pi over 6. Here's 6 pi over 6. 7 pi over 6. 8 pi over 6. Right, I'm splitting each of these guys into thirds, because the whole half has to be into sixth. Now 8 pi over 6 reduces to 4 pi over 3. 9 pi over 6 is down here. That reduces to 3 pi over 2. And then 10 pi over 6 reduces to 5 pi over 3. And 11 pi over 6. And of course 12 pi over 6 finishes off here. Wrap of 0 is equal to a wrap of 12 pi over 6, which is 2 pi. So I have all my pi over 6 guys right there. Okay, they're taken care of. So I'm going to go through and start plotting some points here on my unit circle. We have right here, I'm just going to put pi, and over here 2 pi. And then here is pi over 2. And here's 3 pi over 2. Now, pi, remember I split into sixths. So I have these guys being split equally. I'm doing my best to split them equally. This was pi over 6. This was 2 pi over 6, or pi over 3. 3 pi over 6. 4 pi over 6 reduces. 5 pi over 6 does not. 6 pi over 6. 7 pi over 6. 8 pi over 6. 8 pi over 6 reduces. 9 pi over 6. 10 pi over 6. And 11 pi over 6. 10 pi over 6 reduces. Okay, and then we have the 45-degree wraps, or the wraps of, well, if this is pi over 2, this will be a wrap of pi over 4. All right, then 2 pi over 4, 3 pi over 4, 4 pi over 4, 5 pi over 4, 6 pi over 4, and 7 pi over 4. And of course, 8 pi over 4 puts us right here again. And our coordinates here, again, I'm just going to write the first quadrant, or root 2 over 2. Now notice the location of the pi over 4s, they're between the thirds. Okay, so between the 6 and the 3, and the 6 and the 3, and the 6 and the 3, and the 6 and 3. Now I noticed something, maybe I said it but didn't write it correctly here. What am I looking at here? Pi over 2, we have 1 pi over 6, 2 pi over 6, 3 pi over 6, 4 pi over 6 should be 2 pi over 3. I think I said it reduced, and I was talking and writing and didn't do that properly. The rest of them look like they're pretty clean, pretty good though. All right, so now we're just going to start plotting points. So a wrap of 0, x coordinate is 1. A wrap of pi over 6, the x coordinate is root 3 over 2. Okay, and you can do your decimal approximation. Then we got root 2 over 2, and then 1/2. And then we go to 0. And then we're at negative 1/2. And then we're at negative root 2 over 2, negative root 3 over 2, and negative 1. And then I go back up to negative root 3 over 2, negative root 2 over 2, negative 1/2, and 0. And then I go to 1/2, root 2 over 2, root 3 over 2, and back to 1. And there is my curve. Draw as best as I can through the dots. And there we go. Missed a couple of dots over here, but not too bad. Now think about it. We're just going to have a reflection. If I go the negative direction, I'm going to have root 3 over 2, root 2 over 2, 1/2, and 0. We're going to get the exact same curve on this side that we had on the other side. And there we go. We have unwrapped the unit circle in terms of the x coordinates. When you do on the wrap of the y values, you're going to get the same idea, but now our curve will look like this. And I'm going to sit in the ones, negative ones, and zeros right now. Whoops, that was awful. Now it's got thinking. It looks like a couple things disappeared here. And there would be our y values. Okay, notice right here, they're both the root 2 over 2s. Okay, and then on top of that, we can even do some breakups here as far as looking at some things. Pi over 2 is the end of the first quadrant, right? So if I'm looking graphically, this is quadrant 1. This is quadrant 2. 3 pi over 2 ends quadrant 3. And here is quadrant 4. Now if I go the other direction, all right, I'm starting in quadrant 4. And then quadrant 3, quadrant 2, and I end in quadrant 1, right, if I go the other direction, right, quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go, quick sneak peek at unwrapping the unit circle. I hope you got a little bit out of that one, and I think the biggest thing is recognizing where the wraps, which we will be calling angles here shortly in radians, as we talk about the relationships between radians and degrees. But here's the unwrap of the the x coordinate in black and the y coordinate in red. Have a good day.